One.
Hi,
I'm Gabe.
I'm Lucas, and welcome to Gabe and Lucas's Philosophy Podcast, episode 1 of 1.
Do you feel down and out in this modern era? Do you feel like you need some guiding, reasonable way to piece your way through life? Well, meet Ayn Rand and her philosophy of objectivism.
Ayn Rand was born in 1905 in St. Petersburg, Russia, into a Jewish bourgeoisie family. Supporting the February Revolution in 1917, but was screwed over by the Bolshevik Revolution.
For those of you who don't know, the Bolshevik Revolution is when the communist part of Russia overthrew the not communist part of Russia. So this kind of sets the stage for Ayn Rand's philosophy. She's had to flee away from this collectivizing, essentially garbage fire of a country to Ukraine to then come back to finish college.
She went on to major in philosophy, and was one of her philosophy influences was the work of Aristotle.
Aristotle's ideas of thinking for yourself and having a strong republic where people and individuals felt like they could express themselves helped to build her core ideas of her philosophy.
Shortly before Rand graduated, the university rated all bourgeoisie students.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just that was just the sign of the times. I mean, it was like a disjointed middle and lower class feeling like these dang higher ups have been ruining our lives for the past centuries. It's time and now. But really, it wasn't Rand's or her family's fault, or the bourgeoisie or anything. It was, if anything, it was just the monarchy.
In 1926, Rand visited the United States and fell in love with New York City and its beautiful skyline.
Yeah, that initial like coming to America, like viewing like the skyline, that actually helped set her setting for one of her first major works, which was The Fountainhead. We're getting to it. So I heard that one of the things that Rand was well known before she was a playwright, right?
Yeah. So Rand wrote the play that she's most known for is called The Night of January 16th. The Night of January 16th portrays a court case where they have actors who play like the prosecution, the defense, and the judge, and the plaintiff, but the audience was called on to be a part of the jury.
Yeah, that seems very. I was looking into that. So apparently, if depending on however the case was resolved, if the defense won their case, it showed very objectivist, very individualistic ideas of the jury. But if the defense lost their case and the jury voted against them, then it showed some behind-the-scenes collectivizing communist ideals.
And that eventually led her to write The Fountainhead, and eventually Atlas Shrugged.
Yes. The Fountainhead came first in these, well, technically her first not well-known book was Anthem, which I have not personally looked into, but it starts to build her ideas of objectivism and then kind of the same ideas. But The Fountainhead is where it really starts to shine through. It follows two different roads. You have Howard Rourke, a rugged individualist who is trying to find the way that he finds happiness and like joy out of life is through architecture and his style of architecture. He doesn't compromise his ideals. He's very headstrong and all in all a good guy.
So The Fountainhead eventually led to Rand developing the philosophy of objectivism.
Yeah.
And objectivism is, quote, "Man must choose his actions, values, and goals by the standard of that which is proper to man in order to achieve, maintain, fulfill, and enjoy the ultimate value that end in himself, which is his own life." Basically, objectivism is achieving happiness by whatever means necessary.
Yes. And so the Fountainhead, like I was saying, Rourke finds happiness in the Fountainhead through objectivism and making his own pathway through life. He has the opening chapter of the book, the opening part. "The client," said the dean, "the client, think Think of that above all. He's the one to live in the house you build. Your only purpose is to serve him. You must aspire to give the proper artistic expression to his wishes. Isn't that one can say in the subject? This is Rourke next. Well, I could say that I must aspire to build for my client the most comfortable, most logical, and most beautiful house that I can build. But I could say that I must try to sell him the best I have and to teach him to know the best. I could say it, but I won't, because I don't intend to build in order to serve or help anyone. I don't intend to build in order to have clients. I intend to have clients in order to build. How do you propose to force your ideas onto them? I do not propose to force or be forced. Those who want me will come for me. Then the dean understood what had puzzled him in Rourke's manner. You know, he said, you wouldn't sound much more convincing if you spoke as if you cared whether I agreed with you or not. That's true, said Rourke. I don't care whether you agree with me or not. He said it so simply that it did not sound offensive. It sounded like a statement, a fact, which he noticed, puzzled for the first time. You don't care what others think, which might be understandable, but you don't even care to even make them think it as you do? No, but that's monstrous. Is it? Probably. I couldn't say. This opening premise and setup of the book paints Rourke as, well, very blunt in all honesty, but it shows that he's going to find his way. It might not be the way of other people, but that's how Rourke is going to find happiness in his life.
And we all still embody objectivism today.
Yes, I mean, but not directly objectivism. Objectivism has, as Rand put it, it has 4 key components. The first part is using reason and logic. So reason and logic behind how you confront things. You have to be. Actually, there's a convenient part at the end of the book for this.
I have to go in a couple minutes.
Let's see. We have. Okay. Hugo. The essentials of objectivism. You have to be grounded in reality. You have to be using reason and logic to work your way through life. You have to have a vested self-interest in your own happiness. And then and in politics, you have to follow the way of capitalism. So the reasoning behind each of these parts is that with objective reality is that you have to be grounded in what's going on. You have to figure out what's going on in your life and how you can work around that to make your life better. You have reason, so you can think your way through working your life, putting your life together. A vested self-interest, so you can strive toward your goals and the way that you're going to do it. And then capitalism, because it allows the most free movement of people, individuals, and ideas. This is in direct opposition to what Rand fled from with communism, which is very tight, very restricted by government control.
Yeah. Philosophy is a very interesting subject to study, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.